because you're going like A, B, C, B, A, D, you know, and so on and so forth, with interjections all the way through it. But again, that was such a cumbersome amount of work to perform. And I said, it's not worth it. You know, there's got to be a better way. And so this is my answer. And as I said, for string quartet, and here's this morning I did the notation schematic of the work. So, and I'll show you how this goes. So we're dealing with two things here. We're dealing with notation, and we're dealing with the string itself.
Okay.
First, second, third, fourth string.
Okay.
We start here. In this
I'll need my glasses. Start where?
Okay, we start right here in this section here.
Okay.
This is so it's a square, which indicates the fourth line up on the staff. Okay, so if you're playing violin, it's D. If you're playing cello, it's
What specifically does that?
these squares. See these
Okay, those squares.
Yeah.
Okay.
That means so if you're a violin, you know, you'd be playing the fourth line up on the staff, right?
What tells me that that's the fourth line up, or are we just saying that this
We're
just
going to
doesn't
say
get
that.
Okay.
We have to have these kind of weird agreements here.
Okay.
So there's a violin right there on the D.
Okay.
And then the cello would be in the F, and in the. So this is the sound of the four instruments playing this. Okay.
So this is F against E against D.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's constant. Okay. These here, starting right here, are basically what I call, and this is again we're in agreement. There's many ways of playing it. And sometimes musicians say, well, let's try this way or something like that. Okay, so we're here. Each one of these is a space, so we play that first square there, right there.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's a break, silence, break,
Okay.
silence, a little louder,
Okay.
and then there.
Okay. So physical location up or down doesn't affect
Everything
pitch.
up is everything is up. Yeah, that doesn't matter. No. Everything, yeah, so it's just basically we are rising in this particular piece. Okay, so we've played this whole section here. Now you see here there's another square here and there's another kind of square down there. Those are harmonics that people later on will
Okay.
come in on that pitch of whatever their instrument
Okay. Are
is.
they a false harmonic or do you want non-nodal harmonics?
Probably false harmonics. It depends. I mean, we're going to.
Okay.
Right. Okay, that's that whole section there. This now is the length of the string of one of the strings, and so you have your string, and I call this the fourth string. Starting with the fourth string. These are glissandos. So if your eye is here, you might glissando across. Okay. And come down here. And glissando there. And so on and so forth. So there's all these whites are just these little movements or longer moments of string glissando on that fourth string. Okay?
Okay.
That's the B section.
Mhm.
Okay. There is these kind of things here which apply to the first string. Circles the first string.
Okay.
If that's the fourth string. So then you're just bowing, because you can't glissando on this thing, just so that, but you can move on and off. And then you free play on these wherever the eye takes you that way. This again, actually, I wrote it more as like a viola concerto with three strings. So the viola is the lead. This here is the crossover. On one level it's the pitch E, and then the other is the fourth string. So the viola is going back and forth as these people glissando right here. Okay. But then he said he drops it and he joins the glissandos on that fourth string. Okay? That's the B section. That's all there is to it. Now here, this is the C section. These two. And so if you're in the cello, you'd be down here. And of course it's so old that I first so I said that doesn't make sense. So I realized that I got a B flat here and a C sharp here. Okay, and that's one theme. Then the other one from the cello's point of view. Okay, that's it. And so you go up and forth, or you can continue on up an octave, back and forth. This here, this section here, is these remaining glissandos coming in from the viola. You see these lines here? So okay. You take a look at this schematic, and here's the A, here are the glissandos, here's the viola holding through in this B section. The C section is this theme. Everybody joins in on their instrument, on the staff that their instrument is. Then we go back to a glissando for a second, and this long section down here is the cello glissandoing down. It's going to have to be on the C string down here, and then we're back to A again.
Okay.
That's it. That's the piece right there. I mean, that's the structure of the piece. Then there's A again, except this time maybe we just hold. Then B, we use not only the fourth string, but we add the third string.
Okay.
Then C is the same as down here. And B, well, let's see, A is, okay. Let's see, that's it. Then A, then B section, we glissando on the three strings, three upper strings, right?
Okay.
So we're going one, the fourth, the third. Now we incorporate the second, and we have the C again, with the viola bringing in with the glissandos. A, again, just holding that pitch. Full glissandos, all four strings. Forte, extending the duration of the period. And crescendoing to this final chord, which is basically a transposition of that. And that's the piece. So it's a repetitive series of A, B, C's, A, B, C's with expansions. Now you see this here, this section here, there, and that. And again, those are harmonics. That
Point to that again.
you see the square?
Okay.
You see that square right down there?
Okay.
Yeah. Those are harmonics just like this. So the musician will come in.
Does on the can I call it a painting?
Yeah.
On the painting, you have some foreground and background things. How does that you envision that affecting the sound?
Well,
Or should it?
Well, yeah. Well, first of all, the color of the piece is kind of beige. So it's. I think I see it as a really quiet piece. Just that sound all the way through. These eventually become quite loud. The background here, these big harmonics are so far in the ground, so you can play them really quietly as though they are a background. You see, so that means the musician's kind of getting into the painting. But another musician might say, well, I don't see it just as background, I see it as a much longer duration. The colors here, the reason for the colors here is to indicate that it is not an even pulse, but a free ba, going from light to a darker one, which kind of I saw as a slight acceleration from pitch to pitch. Somebody said that they saw it differently. So it's really easy in a sense. It is not like vast complexity as opposed to what you saw in the other room. And it's basically made up of agreements, you know, that this is our, as I was telling you, this is our Constitution. What's on here we can use. What isn't on here we don't use. You know. That's it.
What are you thinking about in terms of total duration?
I think at most it's 7 minutes long. You know, if it's really short, which it could be, that I don't think that would work. But 7 minutes is a really good length. This is not a pretty sounding piece because it basically, you're dealing with two ideas, and that's what the people didn't like. And it caused me incredible grief when I was trying to reconstruct the structure of the piece. Because on one sense, you're dealing with staff, right? The staff that your instrument is on. And then on another sense, you're dealing with the wood, the material itself, the string, which is a whole different kind of perception. Which is that's the reason for the string there. So you're going from like a brain shift of staff to the string that you're dealing with, back and forth, back and forth. And so at the time I wrote this, I was saying, of course we were solid in the avant-garde, so I was trying to find like a new way. Well, maybe we got to get back to what the instrument itself is part of the language of notation. That's where it came to. Now I find exceedingly difficult is the shifting from staff pitch to line to full string. I find a mental, you know, block about that. You know, I can't modulate that back and forth like I could 25 years ago.
Well, of course you can play any note on just about any string.
Yeah, of course. But it's the using of this as the material to articulate that. So that's what the philosophical idea was. Then I went on and did a whole bunch of different works for orchestra, built on this kind of thing, and they worked out well, but not like this. This is the first one I did.
All right. So what do you want to do? You want to try and make some sound out of this?
Yeah.
All right.
Is the measure. So you're here, and then you're going to obviously going to glissando, assuming that's up. Let's just assume that's up. So you glissando up, down, up, all the way down to the open string. Then you take a breath, and then you might just go back and forth here a little bit. Then if you hit this note, you hit the F. You can play viola, right? Violin. Okay, then you play the E, you see. And then, but the idea is not to continually have this thing of, hey, I've got to keep playing, making noise. There are times just to look and then to say, choose. And that was one of the few beauties of it. We could take our time and make visual choices and then act them out.
It's real here a lot.
Yeah, yeah. And you can explore, that's the idea, to be able to explore that. Okay, as I say, the way the seating was, obviously you can't sit facing the audience, because here's a score, right? So we sit around here,
We didn't book it yet.
but the violist is the conductor.
I'll play that.
As I say, it was originally, I thought of it as a concerto for viola and three strings. So in your particular case, you'd be in the most I guess, the most visually advantageous place, and just simply
Mm-hmm.
would be directing it.
Now, do you want to sense a pulse?
No,
Okay.
it's up to, well, here I kind of do, because the squares, and there's something pulsing in squares, it's the defined shape, you know, so I kind of see it that way. But again, the real issue is the distance between things, so they can be as long or as short as you kind of envision it.
Mm-hmm.
So when we finish with this, then everybody's really dependent on you, because you will start the glissando, and then you take your eye and choose that way, and this could be seen as a crescendo or any number of ways, but
Mm-hmm.
I generally follow it that way. Now in the score here, I have, let's see now, since you're playing this fourth line up and then the fourth string back and forth, you see that square?
Yeah.
In other words, the fourth line up, and then you're playing the fourth string back and forth,
Okay.
and forth. In their glissandoing, then you come in on the glissandos also,
Mm-hmm.
and you will then indicate for the rest of the ensemble
Mm-hmm.
to come in and start playing this, but you would probably come in and indicate one at a time,
Okay.
so that there would be an overlap and almost a kind of a field
layered.
effect, right?
Okay.
And then you would drop your glissandos and then join them, and then you would have your glissandos here to end that.
If we
section.
could, Christopher, let's work on the A part.
Got it.
Let's take one section at a time.
Good for you.
All right. So.
Good for you.
Okay. Now, in terms of duration for these, it's indeterminate.
You're the boss.
I'm the boss. Okay. Now, Blayne, one of the things that he mentioned earlier, that's really the only thing that we have that's firm is the size of the shape has to do with volume. Okay. So you get your D. Okay, now, what you want to do is I'm going to go ahead and underline feeling of time, okay, so that as we move through this, to get from this point to this point will be proportional in distance to this point. All right, so. Shapes are in here, or is this something else I'm seeing?
It's just something else.
Okay. All right. So
now that's it.
That's that.
Except for if you could play, just do maybe the last one, and then play an upper D harmonic.
On the violin or the viola?
A viola.
This one? Or you want one higher?
Higher.
Or I can go.
Let's do the first. First is better. Yeah.
The mid string?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta slip in D today. Alright, now, I feel like we have some ideas here. Now, how does that, what else do we need to do in these
Nothing.
scores here?
That's it. That's it right there. That's that whole section. Those are the pitches.
Mm-hmm.
The coloring, the textures,
This
Okay.
is the B section?
No,
That's
the
the A
B
section.
that's the A section, so the B section is across, is around this line here.
Well, we only got here.
Right.
Well, yeah, but see, that tells you the duration, these told you the pitch.
Okay.
So that's the whole section there, and that's,
Well, then we're focusing on this.
yeah.
A real vibrato.
Okay, so that would be maybe another way to give more interest to the elements of the piece. Okay, so let's just try, let's just do it.
Well, let me look at the chart. Okay, let's reverse. Let's have, since we're already up there, let's stay up there and have the fourth string be the first. Just
All right.
so-
Okay.
because I think let's try that. So it'll be your E string.
So is
But we're working this way. though.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're working
yeah.
from right to left.
Yeah, my thought is anything that is generated that crosses the line, that's the way I'm looking at it, is a potential starting point for the glissando. So this is a potential starting point, this is a potential starting point. Here's some endpoints here, here's some points here. Maybe this one goes here, and then this becomes part of the glissando here. Okay? Alright, string that you want. So, I mean, okay. Start again. There we go.
It's coming. It's coming. I would see a little bit more time between glissando. So you followed one line, then you look. You say, oh, I'm gonna choose there.
Okay.
Like that. You see, so that the eye becomes almost the pulse, and the choices you make are part of the duration of silence. So we don't have to play all the time, okay? Because in truth, the viola is going to be going back and forth between on that purple thing there, right smack in the middle.
Is that where we end up on the B part? Is that where the B ends?
The B will end when the violist indicates to someone that they're starting to C.
Okay, now this is C here.
Mhm.
Now, so now,
So that would be F, and I hate to tell you, I'm going to get the E
oh, okay, so this is like for the viola, everybody plays whatever this would appear
on this
staff.
stack.
Okay,
Exactly.
gotcha.
Yeah. That's
Is this a
B
sharp,
flat
is this a
and
sharp sign?
yeah, I'm going to paint that back in. That's a B
Alright.
flat. I mean that's an A flat, and in your case, B sharp. Okay. So that'd be E
Okay,
for the violin, G flat, or G flat, A sharp, C, E, F, and B. And then you can go right back down again. You can swoop back down again. Okay? And then you see that other one there, that'd be E flat, G, A,
C, E flat, G sharp.
yeah.
Yeah, start E flat on the D string. Like, Just like reading, I mean, are you okay reading staff notation? Okay, so this is your E flat on the D string.
How did this one else?
Oh.
And then back down again. Good, excellent. Yeah, you kind of getting, so it isn't an even pulse, it's dragging depending on the color.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, do you want everyone in the ensemble to be on the same one?
No,
At any given
back
time?
and forth, some will go up and out, some will
Okay.
keep going back and forth.
Okay.
It's freedom
But-
there.
But we do have some set pitches here, so that's.
Yeah, you gotta play
so
those
we put-
pitches.
So you run those through again.
Okay, this is E flat on the D. Third finger G. Open A is fine for now. C natural. E flat. 4. Okay, yeah. And then G sharp.
There you go. That's it. And then you can just peel right back down again. And
Is it A sharp?
This one's C.
got it.
Mm-hmm. Good. That's nice. Okay. So I guess
great.
we have some notes that intersect between the two.
Yeah, and when you get all four of them going, all four instruments, everybody's going to be going in different speeds, different directions. That can be quite some time, but again, it's up to the violist, okay?
The space between the B and the C part, or is there any?
Let's see, B and C. Yeah, okay, we can approach that. So, when the violist so chooses, he goes to here. And you see these lines here? So this is his fourth line up, and he glissandos down. Fourth line up, yeah. He glissandos down.
Okay.
And then there's a third, fourth, third, you. When you hear that, right? And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Boom, 6 times. Then that means everybody goes back to here for a moment, okay? And then the violist gives the indication there's silence, and we're back to A.
Okay, so this part is the glissando part.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So they know when he's doing this that get ready, because we're going to go back to glissando and then to A.
Now, do other instruments also do the fourth
No,
line
just
glissando?
just
Okay, it's just for
only-
the
just
viola.
viola. Okay. That doesn't sound good. Could we put that up an octave?
So my fourth line's going to be
Okay.
okay.
And that's just indicating that get ready, because you're going to go to B.
Okay, it's almost like it's transitional material.
Exactly. Except
glissandi here.
Get ready because you're going to be dumping this. So you 6 times. And then all of a sudden you go back to here. Watch him because he's going to dump it then. And then you're going to go back to your D.
Okay, so what's these 6 things happen here? Okay, then we'll all be in this glissando for a few moments before. Then I'll just give a cue like this, and then you're back on this D here. Okay. Go ahead with that too.
Keep playing. Keep playing while he's doing that. Now, B. Oops. Now you're into B again. So now you go standing.
On the E.
Starting on your note D.
On D.
And
Sorry.
well, not necessarily.
Your E. Your E.
Yeah, you want 4th string. Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna start on the.
All right, hang on. I need to make myself.
Now you go standing. Now you go standing.
Right.
On the fourth.
Yeah, just on the.
Now you're into it again. Good. So we do it 4 times. The first time you glissando, you use your E string, right? The second time you can use the E and the A string, sorry. The A and the D string, so you can glissando. The third time, then you can use the D, A, and E string, okay? And then the fourth time, you use all the strings, so you can glissando back and forth on the full range. So the whole thing is building. And the idea being that we'll get louder and louder at this end, because otherwise you have no way. So it becomes additive. Yeah, that's the basic.
You know, as far as a performance of this, what would be really cool to do, and this is from the visual point of view, would be to get a reproduction of this on a suspended piece of glass, so that the performers are behind the glass and can see through and see the images, and the audience on the other side can also see the image and looks through at the performers. Okay?
I did that. It was very successful. I did that with the New York Philharmonic. They had huge screens up there. Of
or even a
floor.
scrim of some sort.
Yeah. I have never thought of it about this, but I think it's a great idea. In lieu of that, I was just watching you guys. We could all stand there except for the cellist. And I talked to Dear Woman saying, well, the audience can also stand and be mobile. So it isn't like a sitting, it isn't.
Where's the performance going to be?
Projected on a big screen, we could stand in front of it.
Yeah.
Or we could stand in it if it's a projection screen. They could project and we could stand in the image and we actually receive the light and the colors through the projection of our eyes while standing in front of the thing.
That's pretty awesome. Is there any possibility of that, Dear Woman? I saw this is quite a bit longer. And this is kind of a little intimate break and then going on. But at this junction, you know, it doesn't matter. 26 years later, earlier it was very precious. You know, just go there, you know. And the only thing is that these are, if you happen to hit on these, there's nowhere to go. You're stuck.
That is the B part.
This is the B section.
Yeah. This one right
Yeah, but that would be your pitch E. You see the first line, but you can play it on any octave. You can play it any way you wanted to. I think this nice 25 years, 26 years later, we've kind of loosened up. It's still tight and precious. Back between the fourth line up and the fourth string. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So you're going back and forth, ta 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 ta, and they're glissandoing ahead of you.
On the fourth string.
Right.
Any note on the fourth string?
Just the fourth string.
Okay. I'm going to turn this off. This is good. So this is part of the B seven,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, and they're glissando.
Yeah.
Right, I know. So that's the whole piece right there. It's between staff and note. That's the conflict. Yeah. Or it could be held longer.
Is the only time it goes A B C B A,
Well,
and then it's A B C A.
but see this B, yeah.
I mean that's what's indicated. So
Right, then let's be consistent all the way through.
All right,
Otherwise
so
you're
you
going to
wanna
get
add
lost.
All right, so you want to add a B here.
Yeah, a short B. Yeah, because otherwise we will get lost, and then we just dump the ending. Glissando and then A.
Okay, but here's a B part in here.
Yeah. Well, that's A, B. Okay.
Is that what, I mean,
Yeah.
is that?
Let's keep it simple. We
Okay.
can keep the B,
The same
and
way
then
each time.
glissando up into the A, and then
Yeah.
we dump that chord.
Okay.
There. That's that diamond, that square, I'm sorry, that purple square in the middle of the piece. So you're going back and forth on the.
Oh, okay. So this is my part. I don't do
Yeah.
any glissandos?
You will after you've played that a couple of times.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I go from here to there.
Right, and you go from here to there, to glissando.
Oh, all right. Okay, I didn't realize. third time or the fourth time?
Third time you've gone through. So
Okay.
now you're coming into the fourth.
All right, so hang on. Now,
That chord, this glissando
yeah, this.
to that opening chord.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
bring it. Yeah.
Now, do you want us to save the big? Is it crescendo? I mean, we've kind of rewritten the part now. Is the crescendo back on this B part?
Yeah,
This like inserted B part, because we added two more sections where you had the crescendo. So if you get the chance,
I would
it would be
rewrite
great
this.
to
No, it
kind
has
of
to be rewritten.
rewrite
as
the
a- as a-
timeline on
yeah.
that.
The crescendos will, the last time, okay, you got all four strings to crescendo from, right? So start very quietly and then get louder and louder and louder. And then when the violist decides that that's enough, it causes a break and then you have the final chord.
Okay. Do we just do one of these, or we go through?
Just
all
no, just one final
One.
chord.
Okay.
Oh, wait a second. No, we agreed. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm getting tired. We go back down. That's the
Right.
time you go back down.
Right.
Thank you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We were here when we left off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When I lost track.
So now you have four strings to glissando
You're
up
right.
and down.
I mean, that should be the thing that should cue me, you know, is that, you know, I was doing only 3 strings. So I have to take my memory back to what I was. So that's,
We're gonna start here.
yes.
Yeah, and very quietly, and then build louder. For 4 strings. We got through it.
We got through it.
Wonderful, thank you guys, thank you very, very much.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're playing this C section, I know you guys aren't necessarily going up and down, you're going back, which is great, you know. You don't have to, there's no way I could notate what you did there, you know, but make sure that it's unique enough that, because when you have the four, you know what I'm talking about?
Not exactly.
This here section.
I'm trying to get familiar with it still.
Yeah.
Oh, these,
Yeah. It's okay to go back and forth on those pitches, but we don't want to get lost. There it is. That's the piece, guys. That's it. The way I see the piece is I remember writing it, I felt like I was in a spaceship, right, out in the universe. And then, for example, I'd see this boron nordus or some kind of configuration in space, and then just silence, which begins to sound like what else is screaming. And then trying to then ground myself, and then
yeah, it's a lot more freeing when you finally get the 4 strings, you know.
yeah, so it's building up, and that confinement stops, because we've got to keep it interesting somehow.